Greetings, I'm Sikh Taigon Glenn C. Wilson of the White Dragon Warrior Society and Bailam Tao Martial Arts. We're going to have a great time working a demonstration right now, and this is the windmill. This is classical Chinese training on taking the parry hands and moving them the direction around and round from north to south, east, west, covering the different zones and all the other southeast, northeast, and other directions that come within that. So this, once again, is the windmill. Very important in the Chinese arts to understand your proper breathing. In the nose, out the mouth. And we'll start with just understanding the classical windmill. Left hand inward, right hand outward. Left in, right out. And out. Left is inhale, right is exhale. Now notice the movements of the wrist turn with it. And this is a large circle that I'm doing right now. And we go from the large circle, which covers approximately shoulder to shoulder. Anything out past the shoulder area there, you don't care about anyway, nor should you. It's out of zone. This is your zone you need to cover. Now you're certainly aware of what's out there, but this is the critical area. And you can go to small circle, which would work in here. And that's excellent for wrapping up the attacker's hands, the movements that they work, wrapping their arms around, wrist lock, joints, manipulation, throws, which are all in classical Bailam Tao. When you finish, you simply with the windmill. Okay? So once again, as I explained, that is for blocking. First thing you deal with is the immediate threat. So as the punch is coming in, you want to catch the wrist, and what the wrist does is misdirect the immediate threat, the attack. So you catch the wrist and misdirect. Second is catching around the elbow area with the outward parry hand, and what that does is manipulate the body. So you actually turn the attacker with that. Now you can work that in a 45-degree stepping pattern, and one thing we say in Bailam Tao, Chinese martial arts, is that you will master the 45-degree angle if you don't already know what it is. And that would simply be here. Everyone. And back up. Okay, and here. Back up. So this hand here is in a guard, a set, a form of chamber. Now it's not chambered at the waist, but it's out here in between you and them. This hand is still touching, maintaining the feeling of the attack and keeping that guard area. And this can be a counter strike after that, as well as this for body or head. And there's where we come into the simple movement of here and strike. And here. And that would be that striking blade hand to the throat. And back. And you let that air move with it. So what that basically is this. Intercept, manipulate. Once you have that, strike in with that blade hand and recoil. Okay, catching with this right into the throat. Now notice my hand is on a 45-degree angle here into the throat and 45 here. And there's very important reasons for that in Bailam Tao. Exhale with that. The breathing always matches the physical motion. Okay, now we set up a rhythm of movement. Here, and you notice the second leg came in. When the second leg comes in, here, 1, 2, 3, that second leg comes in, it's actually checking the stance of the opponent. And in Bailam Tao, there's an old classical training we have that are called the hidden legs or strikes. Okay, the pilot down, they're low, they're powerful, and the shin that you beat on against wood for years and years and years becomes a battering ram that comes in and just smashes into their knee, into their thigh, into their foreleg, whatever you pick. Once again, all you've done is built on the windmill. Okay, this hand is still out front. Okay, weight distribution extremely important. Now, even without stepping in. Again. 1, 2, 3. We can take that. Now, while we're doing this following on the windmill is with the blade hand. 1, 2, 3. To 3 different strikes. The throat, the rib cage, and the throat again, or jaw, or temple. Either one of those. So high, middle, high. That's the windmill with a simple blade hand. In Bailong Dao, you're either slicing with the sword or crushing with a mallet. One or the other. Once again on Sitagong, Glenn C. Wilson of the White Dragon Warrior Society, Bailong Dao Martial Arts, direct disciple of great Grandmaster Dr. Daniel Kalamehi Gane Pai, passing the wisdom of the Pai System.